Who's ready? Alright, this is a little ride that I took. Just a quick ride to go grab some breakfast and just to ride in the snow, because I mean, who doesn't like riding in the snow? But it was a lot of fun. I finally got to get out on the Specialized again. You will see in the future that the Specialized is my commuter. So that's the bike that I use to ride back and forth from work. I used to work a lot closer to my home, so I was able to ride to work every day. The route that I'm actually on right now is my work route, so I was able to ride to work every day, and I was able to stay in better shape. Now I work in a different state, so it's kind of difficult to figure it out, but I think my commute will be a little bit longer, that's kind of on the plus side. So I'll be able to ride like 8 miles one way every day, so I'll have like a 16 to 18 mile commute every day, which is pretty dope. I'll be putting that on here too, the commutes back and forth to work, so it should be a lot of fun. This is a fast commute. This part right here is real time, so I mean, I usually get up to pretty good speeds going through here. Most of this, to be completely honest, it's downhill for the most part. Watch this part. This lady's crazy right here. Don't worry about the biker riding across the street. I'll just run them off the road. That was alright, whatever. So yep, a lot of this is downhill. This is a little uphill kick right here, but it's still, you know, I try to keep a pretty consistent speed. I'm not like the type of rider that enjoys the scenery, and I mean, there's not a whole lot of scenery on this route, to be completely honest. But you know, it's still a fun route. It's still a nice little run. I think this was only like 3 miles. So you know, you just go through. It's kind of cool because a lot of the videos that you see on YouTube with people riding their bikes, they're riding on like the Schuylkill River Trail, like, or designated like bike areas. Like, this is where everyone rides their bike. Nobody really rides. I shouldn't say nobody, because there are people I see every now and again riding their bike through here, but this is not like a popular route to ride. There's nothing on Strava for it, except for, I'll show you the one part that is on Strava, but it's not a crazy popular route to ride. This is just me riding through the city, and it's not like Center City or University City or anything like that. This is just straight up Germantown and Olney all day, you know. So it's still an enjoyable ride, but it's not what you're used to seeing me ride. But this is probably more like what you'll be seeing me do on my commutes. Like, these are the type of streets that you ride through when you're commuting. This is a fun part right here. That was another little uphill kick. Nothing real crazy. But again, we hit this little downhill. So the first time I rode, this is funny. The first time I rode this route, man, I had a Genesis mountain bike. I had a Genesis mountain bike, man, from Walmart, and I decided I was gonna try to stay in shape, or to get in shape, really. And I rode this route to work, and it was like 2.1 miles. If you follow me on Strava, or if you go on my Strava and look, you'll see this little kick multiple times on my morning rides and my afternoon rides. So it's just 2.1 miles each way. But I promise you, man, I thought I was going to pass out when I was done. This is my favorite part, obviously, because it's all downhill. You're reaching speeds of, like, keep in mind, I'm on a hybrid. I'm not on my road bike, but you're reaching speeds of probably about like 35, 36 miles an hour right here. And I mean, everybody knows that's pretty good on a hybrid. You can tell by the camera angle on this compared to the camera angle on my road bike how kind of straight up I am. It's a very comfortable ride, but it's not built for speed. However, I'm still able to ride it pretty quickly. You can see right here, still going like 30-ish, 25. Well, slowed back down to about 25 right here, but I've been keeping up with traffic, which is always fun because I like to play in traffic. Right here, cars, they just start to leave. So instead of making you watch it in regular play, I'm going to speed it up to like 4 times as fast so I can get through the rest of this video. Again, still on this little ride. This part right here is always a little challenging because this is all uphill. So when you're out here, I always tell people don't get discouraged, man, because when I first started, like I said, man, this was my route. This is where I was riding to. Where this little light is coming up here, bam, you see the school buses at the top? That's like by where I worked. So that little light, that's where I would kind of turn off, and that's a relatively short ride for me now. But at the time, it felt like forever, and those little hills were like mountains. But as you keep going, you get used to it, and I tell people all the time, just ride a half a mile to start. If you do a quarter mile up, quarter mile back, then the next week you do a mile up. No, I said a quarter mile. So yeah, a half mile up, a half mile back, and then you do a mile. You just progressively do more. And once you feel like, all right, I can do a little bit more, get a little faster, then you start to challenge yourself. I said it on the last video, I love going on Strava and challenging my own personal records, but I like challenging other people's a little bit more. Not to say that I always win. This is I'm getting close to the breakfast spot right here. I got lost, so I slowed down a little bit. But yeah, this is a really dope place out in Olney on Ogons Ave. If you're ever in the city, to go out and eat. It's called the King's Cafe. So yeah, that was a nice ride on the Specialized, aka Sierra. The other one's name is Serena. That's the Bianchi. But yeah, like, subscribe, share. Check me out on Strava and on Instagram.